Simba's just come to say hi. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking to you about my experience with pectus excavatum. And for those of you who don't know, pectus excavatum is a chest wall deformity. So it's where the sternum goes inwards. I'm wearing a bikini top at the moment to show you a better idea of what it is, even though I've had mine repaired just a bit over a year ago. So you can kind of see the scar starts about here, ends about here, and these were my drains. The lighting isn't great, sorry, but you can see there's barely any dent at all now. So mine was bordering on quite severe. It was probably about like 5 or so centimeters inwards. So like this point in the top of like the bra or bikini, whatever I was wearing, would never touch me. It was at least about that far away from me. So it's just like a sunken in kind of bit. Oh, Simba's just come to say hi. First of all, I want to say the reason that I'm making this video is because when I found out I had pectus excavatum, YouTube's one of the first places I went, and there wasn't really any videos on it. Sorry. It's like, I think 1 in 4 or 500, and it's generally 3 times more common in men, and it's usually genetic. No one in my family had it, and I'm not a guy, so for me to get those odds was really unlucky. So I felt really embarrassed, and I felt like nobody really kind of understood what I was going through. It started to develop when I was around like 13, 14, and it got worse, and I just never wore anything low cut or bikinis or anything like that. And my mum would think, oh, conservative teenage daughter, yay. So because I never really wanted to show my body, it was easy to hide. So I hid it for a very long time. Like when we had to get changed for sport at school, I'd hide and get changed like in the showers, and I was very self-conscious of it. But I didn't know that it was a medical problem. I just thought it was just the way I was built and my shape. So I hid it. And it wasn't until I was probably about maybe 18 or 19, I was wearing a crop top shirt, and it had a little slit in the center here. And my sister said, "What's wrong with your chest?" And I said, "Oh, doesn't everybody's do that a little bit?" And she said, "No." And she brought it up again to my mom a short while later, and I finally showed them, like I lifted my top a bit and showed my bra, and I showed that this part where the wire would meet didn't touch me at all. And they thought that's very strange. So I googled it, and I knew like sort of pectus excavatum because my friends had pointed it out before, saying that they didn't think that looked right. So I kind of had a rough grasp of what it is. But after that, I went to the doctor, and sure enough, it was pectus excavatum. I got the diagnosis. I was already seeing a cardiologist from here and there because I've got a minor heart defect. It's pretty common. It's just an atrial septal defect, so it's a hole in the heart, so where the oxygenated and unoxygenated blood can mix. So that's pretty common. I think it's like maybe 1 in 4 or something. Like, it's quite common. It just depends on the severity of what you have. When I saw my cardiologist, I told her I'd just been diagnosed with pectus excavatum, and could that affect anything? Because, you know, sometimes they say shortness of breath and things like that can be a factor, but being I already had that minor heart defect and I have asthma, I kind of just always wrote it off as one of those things with a problem. And my cardiologist said there was no point in doing any scans or anything like that, and that it's just going to cost me a lot of time and money for nothing, because it's only on a very rare occasion that pectus excavatum actually causes any problems, and that the surgery is purely cosmetic. So I thought, well, I was a little shocked that I thought she'd be a bit more concerned, especially since I'd had it for so long and only just kind of realised that it was a medical issue. But anyway, I was kind of happy. I thought, all right, well, that's good, you know, that's good news. I don't have to do anything. And I'm wearing a bikini now to show you guys, but I've never really been one to wear low-cut shirts or anything really anyway. I've always been pretty conservative with the way I dress, and that's just also because I like high collar things. And yeah, when I went back to my doctor for the follow-up, she asked how the appointment went, and I said, yeah, it was good. Cardiologist doesn't think anything's going to be a problem and everything's fine. And she said we should get an x-ray in case. I thought, all right. So I got the x-ray, and it came back that the pectus excavatum was borderline severe, and my sternum was so low that it was pressing my heart against my spine, causing cardiomegaly, which is enlargement of the heart. So we had like a few jokes, pancake heart, because it was getting like squashed basically. But yeah, it was actually putting pressure on my heart. So the surgery wasn't just cosmetic for me, it was to relieve that pressure on my chest and so that my heart would have space. And I just found the x-ray report. So basically, after I got the x-ray done, and this was after the cardiologist assured me that everything could be fine and that there was obviously nothing wrong, and it's only because my doctor insisted on us doing an x-ray for it. This is what the report ended up reading, and I actually remember feeling just sick, like this sinking feeling as the doctor read it to me, because I was so confident that it was purely cosmetic. And because I wear, like this for instance, I wear high cut things most of the time, so if it was purely cosmetic, I wouldn't bother with surgery. But this is what the report read in the findings. The first line is, there is apparent cardiomegaly due to moderate degree of sternal depression, which is pushing the heart against the spine and causing an apparent cardiomegaly. So that's what my doctor kind of explained to me, and she pointed to the x-ray. But yeah, the sternum was like that, and my spine's here, and my heart's stuck in the middle. So not ideal, but it's fine now. I got it fixed. I don't hold any anger or anything towards my cardiologist either, because I'm sure that she just thought that if it was serious, I would have shown more signs. So it is what it is, and the main part is I'm all good now. I still went back and forth on the surgery quite a bit, because it is, in the end, it is always up to you. So I hesitated quite a bit, and then I decided I'm going to go through with it because I was very comfortable with the specialist, and he was very confident that it would benefit me. The funny side story though, the only specialist here that did the surgery was actually a pediatrician who would only work with adults when necessary. So all my appointments leading up to it, and even now if I have a follow-up, are at a children's hospital. So my surgery was at a normal hospital. Any appointments were at the children's hospital, so a bit different. So yeah, I ended up booking in for the surgery. I don't know, it just didn't really feel real. I'll probably do another video, maybe more in depth of the surgery and pictures and things like that. But right now I just wanted to talk about like the milestone. I had the surgery at the end of November 2018. So it's been like 14-15 months. So it's been a bit over a year. I've recovered pretty well from it, but I did have a slower recovery because I had some other medical things going on at the time, and I had to study for uni because it pushed back uni. The surgery got moved up, and that's just a whole nother story, but it was a pretty stressful time while I was trying to recover, so that kind of prolonged my recovery a bit. Aside from that, I've recovered pretty well, so you can't really, I don't even know if you can really see the scar, but it's like from there to there. It's a little crooked. My surgeon was actually really apologetic for getting it crooked. I don't know why, I'm fine with it. Yeah, and those are the drains. I have gotten very weak though, so like upper body strength and that I'm trying to improve. But so far it's been a good journey and everything, and for anybody who has this condition and doesn't really know what to do or anything, please know that you're not alone. Know it can be a bit strange of a condition to have, and it can be embarrassing, and that's both for girls and guys, because for guys they kind of think, oh, it's alright, you know, your shirt will cover it, and for girls it's like, oh, your boobs cover it. But it's just as hard, I think it's just as hard for both girls and boys, especially around those young teenage years, because regardless of whether it's that bad when you're a kid or not, around puberty is when it becomes most prominent, because you have the most rapid bone growth and growth spurts and that, so that's usually where it just gets really bad really quick. But yeah, I really hope that helps. I'll probably do a surgery video with some photos and that. Oh, and the surgery, what they actually do is, it's called the ratchet procedure, I think. They cut from here to here, and they break the sternum. So they saw it like a little wedge triangle kind of out of it. They break it, and they remove all the cartilage that's grown downwards. Then once they've removed that bit of the sternum, they kind of apply a lot of pressure, and then it's just sitting where it's supposed to be. And the two drains, one goes to your heart, one goes to your lungs. Not like in them, but like just to that area to make sure that you don't have any fluid build up around your heart and lungs. And you have to be draining a certain amount of fluid. It's just like it's like watery blood, I guess. And it has to get below a certain like threshold before they'll take the drains out to make sure that it's safe. So it's a bit of a gory kind of procedure, but overall my experience has been good. My surgeon was good, my doctors and everything have been really, really friendly, and it's been a positive experience for me. And the scar, you can barely see it. Like, it's amazing what they do these days. That, like, I had internal stitches, but they were dissolvable, and then it was like little dissolvable stitches on the outside, and my drains didn't have any stitches at all, and you can barely see them. Yeah. Well, thank you for listening. I really hope that helps. Always feel free to comment. If you have any questions or anything, I'm always happy to answer. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys.